Having a lot of fabric is the first step. Then I put up on my design wall the back of a quilt and the batting, the soft part in the middle. And then I will arrange fabrics on top of that until I come to an arrangement that I like. Just make stuff that comes out of your head. Don't worry about what it's saying or the message or anything, just make it. And at that point, I might leave it up for a few days until I'm sure of the arrangement. And I start to see faces in the dyed fabric. Then I will fill in with other kinds of stitching, some hand, some machine, and some beading. And then I'll step back and look at it again. And then I bind it off and put a sleeve on it, and then it's ready to go. My background is in law, and I practiced law for 12 years. I taught law. I found myself explaining to students, a group of students, about negligent entrustment. And the elements of negligent entrustment are duty, breach of duty, causation, injury, responsibility, and knowledge. And while I'm saying that, I'm thinking yellow next to magenta is just so sparkly. How is that possible? So it's like I was two people, you know, in one. I found myself thinking, this can't go on. I got to a point where I got a call from a wonderful quilter and curator. Her name's Carolyn Maslumi, and she is the founder of the Women of Color Quilters Network. She was putting together a show called Threads of Faith. And did I have a quilt that could go in it? And I hadn't made a quilt in 2-3 years. And here was this opportunity. It was going to go all over the country. The show was going to go all over the country and be in, you know, the MoMA and other museums like that. And I didn't have a thing. And I put down the phone and cried. And I went home and I told my husband. He said, well, you need to stop. I said, what? Stop quilting? He says, no, you need to stop the other stuff and just do the quilting. That's what he said. And that's what I did. And it was the best thing I ever did. Of course it's fun. It's fun to talk to people about it. It's fun to do it, figuring out how to put it so that it says what I want it to. I like the embellishment drawing. I like making the books. I like it all. I get kind of irritated sometimes when people say, oh, you're just playing. Or are these your toys? And I'm like, the sewing machine is not a toy. It is my tool. And work is often very hard because it doesn't always do what I want it to. In fact, it probably never does. I guess I would call myself a quiltist. I come from a quilting tradition. The women that taught me quilting made traditional bed quilts, some for missionary work, for baby christenings, for weddings, and you had to do it a certain way. 25 years ago, people walked into my quilts, and I started putting figures and faces and scenes of our life into them, and then it just took a totally another direction. It's nice to have people in the quilts because they make you finish it. You know, they watch you and look at you and are like, okay girl, get off this couch and get working because we're not done. I don't want to distance myself from the quilters who taught me. I'm just being me. That's it.